All right, guys. So back in October, I did a video that got a lot of attention in regards to what homes were actually selling for versus what they were listed for. And the main point I was trying to get across to those of you who are keeping an eye on the market is that there were a lot of inflated list prices out there, but you shouldn't really pay attention to them. And the reason I bring it up is that I was diving into those numbers again this week, and I feel like it's really important to share with you what I'm seeing. If you just look at the data when it comes to supply versus demand, then all signs point to a seller's market here in Phoenix. But if you dig into the sales data, you might get a different impression. So I'm going to jump back to the MLS. We're going to take you through some recent closings, look at different price points in different areas, and really determine what's going on in the housing market. So if you think that might be helpful to you, then stay tuned. All right, so before we jump onto the MLS, let me kind of take you guys through what the data is telling you when it comes to the resources that kind of explain what's going on here in the Phoenix housing market. A lot of you are probably familiar with the Cromford Market Index. I've got it up here. Many agents here within the Phoenix area talk about the Cromford Market Index. This is what guides us as far as how we tell our clients what's going on. This market index shows a seller's market. We've got it at 136.7. We've got a pretty high demand index at 82.3, and our supply continues to be very low. So make no mistake, we have a very limited amount of homes for sale, and that is causing challenges when it comes to the overall level of the market and pushing that index up into what looks like a seller's market. I also want to show you, many of you who may have followed some of my recent videos, I have partnered with AllToes. This gives some real-time market data on what's going on, looking at listings, kind of giving a similar look and feel of what Cromford does as well. I've got a website here with the Phoenix housing market. This gives you a way to kind of look at the cities on a side-by-side basis. So this could be something to check out as well. But if you kind of look at this and kind of get a feel for it, I'm shooting this early part of April. You can kind of get a general idea. This is Maricopa County as a whole. Talking about a slight seller's advantage. You've got what's considered a strong seller's advantage in Phoenix. You've got a slight seller's advantage in Scottsdale. You can see the price point differences, that type of thing. You can go down and look at Paradise Valley, Gilbert, Chandler, all of those. All of those are showing like a slight seller's advantage. And the big reason for that is because the amount of inventory is extremely low. And so that's kind of giving sellers an indication that it's a seller's market. But if you look at what we're going to now when it comes to what's actually closing and the discounts that are taken off there, you might have a different impression. So let's jump over to the MLS now, and I can give you guys kind of a general idea on what I'm looking at and what's kind of causing this data that's going out there when it comes to showing a seller's market, what we're seeing from the Cromford report, what we're seeing from those AllToes stats, that type of thing. So when I bring up the current total active and coming soon listings within Maricopa County, this is basically the surrounding Metro Phoenix area, there are just about 8,000 total listings that are active currently. And that isn't a lot. And then if we go over to what's under contract, there are almost 6,000 listings that are currently under contract, showing under contract or pending. So that's a pretty significant number to compare with the active count. It means that there are, when we talk about months of inventory that are available, this is where the months of inventory is pretty limited. It's probably like a month, a little over a month of inventory because of what's actually under contract versus the active listings that we're seeing. But then we get into the sold data, and I think this is where it gets interesting. So I'm going to put this over on closed, and this is just pulling from March 13th. I'm going to actually go to March 20th. I'm just going to pull the last 2 weeks. So we've got 2,500 total that have closed, and now let's pick a price point. So I want to pick between 500 and 600, and there's about 381 between 500 and 600. And I want to look at a few different areas. I want to look at a few different price points and just kind of show you guys what is closing. And we're just going to kind of pick through this. I'm not cherry picking these. I'm just going to go up and down the list here. Here is one in Glendale. was originally listed for $500, only on the market 2 weeks. Sold it for cash $450. So there was a $50K reduction there. Let's look at this one just in Phoenix, 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,800 square foot. This was listed at $529. Another cash one at $455. Let's just kind of cruise through here. Here's one in Gilbert, 3-bed, 2-bath, 1986 square foot. Looks like an older property on the market for, close to 6 months. Started at $525, went down to $475. Let's just kind of pull a random one here. Here's one in Goodyear, 6-bedroom, 3.5-bath, 3,700 square foot plan. This was listed at $560. Dropped to $485 on the closing. Again, about 6 months on the market. And as I cruise through these, I mean, we're kind of I just kind of basically cruise through these right before I started filming. And this is why I wanted to share this with you. 515 sold for $487. This is kind of what I'm seeing across the board. Now, I just released a video that there are properties that are still getting multiple offers. There's certain properties that are exactly what people want. They're priced right. Those are getting multiple offers because there is a lot of buyer activity. But the majority of the market looks like this, where people are listing high. They have these inflated list prices, and then they've got to come down and get serious if they want a buyer to take a look at it. Let's try some other price points. All right, guys, real quick, as we're going through this, I want to know from you what areas that you're specifically targeting. So if you're looking to make a move to the East Valley, you're looking to make a move at Chandler Gilbert, let us know. If it's Scottsdale, let us know. If it's up in the West Valley, Peoria, Glendale, Surprise, we want to know. Leave us a note down in the comments section so we can kind of guide you in the right direction. Okay, so now I want to take a look at stuff. I've got the list price between $800 and $1 million. We've got 150 properties that come up on here. Let's just kind of take a look at what pops up. This is a house in Mesa, 5-bedroom, 4.5-bath, 3,048 square foot. Looks like a new construction home. This was listed at $824,300, dropped down to $746. Pretty significant discount there. Here's a cool, house in Phoenix, 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,700 square foot, historic neighborhood. This was listed, not a big difference here. 765, got 755. So this one received multiple offers. They were able to keep their price pretty close to list on this one. This is one that I've been tracking for a while because I really love this neighborhood. And it's kind of a cool little house. Definitely it's dated, has a lot of things that from an interior point of view needed updated. But this originally started, I looked at this, it started around the $995 range. When it first listed, they canceled it, they relisted it at $875. It went all the way down to $760. So we're seeing a lot of stuff like that. Here's one in Scottsdale. 4-bedroom, 2.5-bath, about 3,000 square foot near True North. This one started at $1,095,000, went all the way down to $775. And look at the list price here. So they dropped it down to $900, took a deal at $775. Let's look at what else we got here. Here's one in Gilbert. Let's take a look. 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,800 square foot on the water here. Listed for $850, dropped down to $780. Let's take a look at Chandler. Again, I'm just clicking on these, you guys, and kind of going through. This is what really should paint the picture of what's going on in your mind. 5-bedroom, 3.5-bath, 4,400 square foot. This one went close to list. Listed at $800, just went down to $790. So again, there are a couple that aren't going crazy below list. Let's look at $825 to $799 here. I'll look at one more in this price point, and then we'll kind of look at a little higher because I think it's good to help look at all of them. Here's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,400 square foot in Phoenix, listed for $899, went all the way down to $810. Now let's bump the price up again. We're going to go $125 to $1.5. There were 62 homes that closed in the last couple weeks in that price range. So let's take a look at that. I'm going to just start here on this last one here. This was listed at $125, went down to $1,125. Let's look at Chandler here. 5-bedroom, 3.5-bath, 4,300 square foot, listed for $1.5, went all the way down to $1,125. Let's look at Cave Creek. What's going on in Cave Creek here? There's a large house in Cave Creek, 4,000 square foot, listed for $1,285. Dropped it to $1,160. Let's look at Scottsdale here again. 3-bed, 2-bath, 2,200 square foot. Started around 1.3, dropped to 1.17, 1.2 in Buckeye. This is in Verrado, 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath. It looks like a new plan. Not too crazy. This was 1.266, went to 1.205. Again, we're just going to kind of pick a couple here. I'm not trying to cherry pick these. DC Ranch started at 1.25, went to 1.255. Again, not a huge discount there, but I'm definitely seeing a lot of them. Here's 1.375 to 1.23. Let's go one more time. Let's bump it up. This is kind of funny to me, actually, because I bumped this up. This is a 2 million plus. This one popped up. It's obviously an error, but it's kind of funny because you see original list price at 4 million, sold price at 18,000. I have no idea what that went for. I don't even think it went for 1.8. That would be surprising. I'm going to keep an eye on this because this was purchased in 2021 for 3 million. So who knows what's going on with that 18,000 there. But let's look at some of these others here. Listed for 2 million, went for 1.8. Pull up this one in North Scottsdale. This is up at Desert Mountain, a 5,000 square foot home. Listed for 2.3, went down to 2 million. Let's look at what's going on here in Arcadia. Here's one on Lafayette and Arcadia, 5,200 square foot. This is an older home here. Originally listed at 3.2, dropped all the way down to 2 million. Let's take a look because this is the type of stuff that you're seeing on some of the inflated. Arcadia proper definitely draws in a ton of money. There's a lot of people that want to live in the area. You get these cool architectural feels, and they're kind of old school. They're on larger lots. But again, at 3.2 for a property like this, sellers are a little bit they're a little crazy. That's just the bottom line as far as what they're going here. So this one had a significant drop, and that's just what we're seeing. We're seeing a lot of that here. Let's look at Scottsdale again, 2.3 down to 2.15. So this is what's happening. I think you guys need to know that, like, don't pay attention to the list price most of the time. Now, if there's a lot of demand, you need to consider that. But a lot of these are just inflated prices. I'm helping a lot of people right now where we're just not even looking at the list prices. We go in, we look at the comps, and we make a judgment call based on that. But you really need to know what prices are going for to understand. And I think this is good news for buyers because it's just been so inflated for the longest time. And it's like we need a sign to know that sellers are actually being realistic. This tells me they are. So at the end of the day, what does all this really mean to you if you're looking to buy a home? Number one, don't always pay attention to the list price. There are still a lot of inflated numbers out there. Number two, this market is confusing. The inventory is still super low, and there's a lot of sellers still holding their ground. So make sure you understand what you're getting into before you jump into anything. Number three, if you find a property you like, do your research. Know what the comps are, know what the history is, and figure out if the seller is motivated. If they're not and you think the property is too high, then walk away. But if you need any help with those, that is what we're here for. There are so many moving parts to the process of moving here, trying to figure out the market, trying to figure out what's right for you. We're here to help guide you with that process. We're here to try to figure out what the best places and neighborhoods are for you. We're also here to help you navigate the housing market. So if you have any questions and you need any assistance whatsoever, give us a call, send us a text, shoot us an email, however you want to get a hold of us. We got your back. And until the next video, we'll catch you later.